Yo, what's up, guys? Sorry for the dark camera today, but we're headed over to go to a lounge to go and get some work done, and it's gonna be nice and chill. I did not go to the gym today. I did not hit the cold tub today. What I did do today was the hot tub. Last night I had pretty bad sleep. My awake times were at a record high of like an hour and a half. Really crazy because I've never had such high awake times. And my dreams recently have been have not been that like, they've all been quite stressful actually, the dreams. Like, they've been actually like either just like so vivid and just like out of this world. I don't know why this is blasting, but like with my dreams lately, like really like lately, they've all been like pretty fucked up. Like, they've been either like scary or just like really intense dreams, you know? I don't know why. I have no idea why. It's just like recently just had really intense dreams. I don't know if it's a smoothie or something that's causing the crazy dreams. Maybe it's the blueberries in the smoothie, or something, man. It's something that has been causing these crazy awake times. And also, I think the wake times are because the really intense dreams, I end up just like waking up, maybe even unconsciously, and trying to fall back asleep and then going through that same cycle. And it's actually been really affecting my productivity. I'm trying to diagnose this probably as soon as possible, really. I think I'm gonna re-add the mouth tape. The mouth tape for sure, because I've been waking up and my mouth has just been completely dry, and it's hard for me to fall back asleep with dry mouth, or I'd have to go get up and get water. So one, I need to make sure I'm hydrating well throughout the day, which today I think I hydrated decently well, but my dreams have been so crazy, and that's been really affecting my sleep. I don't know. I have really no idea why my sleep is so fucked. It's not, I wouldn't say it's fucked up. You know, I'm getting sleep. I'm getting by sleep. I'm getting the getting by sleep. I'm not getting the life-changing sleep, which is, you know, less than 5 minutes of awake time. You know, that's fucking gold. Like, I wish I can do that. I very much wish I can do that. Or at least, like, I do feel like it is a bit inaccurate though, because my 8 sleep pod will tell me that I'm only awake, you know, 10 minutes out of the night, which I don't know how accurate. And then the Whoop is saying an hour and 30 minutes, which, you know, that's like a worldly difference. So I'm thinking, I have no idea what it is. I really don't. It's like if I end up drinking too much water, then I end up having to get up during the night and go to take a piss. That ends up, like, you know, not doing me any good. So I don't know. I think sleep is one of the most important things for, I guess, an entrepreneur to lock in is gonna be sleep. I would say sleep. Diet is still relatively important, but I think sleep is also just as important. Exercise is also just as important. Like, it takes a really strong human being to have all those things to lock in. Like, it's actually pretty difficult to have all those things like in balance. It's like to have work, you know, great. When I mean great, it's like you're doing the most you can do, and then also with exercising, you're doing the most you can do there. It's like these 3 areas. Like with diet, you don't have to put a lot of thought into it to eat good. Like, it's worth the extra 5 to 10 minutes of shit to just make food that actually fuels you and that's good for you long term. What's the point of making all this money and you don't have much longer to actually actually use the money? So that's why I'm saying, you know, lock in the sleep. Definitely say lock in the sleep, lock in the diet. Doesn't really matter what diet you pick as long as you don't hate it. I think where people go wrong is they pick a diet for a goal to specifically it's the specific goal to lose weight, and they'll do the diet for so long, and then they lost the weight, and then they'll go back to their old diet, which is like the point of the diet was to lose the weight forever for good, not for you to go back to your old habits, because what's the point? Or like working out, it's like you work out so hard to get this six-pack, but because you worked so hard and because you did something that was not sustainable for you, now you can't keep a six-pack forever. I've had a six-pack for pretty much 3-4 consecutive years. I think I was like this close to losing it. I don't give a shit. I'm kidding. I do give a shit. Not of what other people think about me, but of what I just can't look myself in the mirror and see myself with some nice love handles and to see the fucking slob I am. Like, even if I'm making $500,000 a month, I won't feel good about myself. But like right now, I feel pretty good about myself. You know, is there improvements? Hell yeah, there's always going to be improvements. I don't think there's ever a finish line. The finish line is death. I think there's many things I can improve myself, and people may think, oh, you're insecure, you're insecure, and all this bullshit. No, I just have a great desire to be fucking better. I feel very secure where I'm at. I don't give a fuck about what any motherfucker really thinks about me. Because one, no one doing better than you, truly, no one doing better than you is gonna hate on you. And if you think it's hate, a lot of times a lot of times if you are getting hate from people that are better than you, it's either one, they're just rough people, but definitely want to see you become better. But most of the time, those people that are actually better than you don't have time to fucking hate on your monkey ass. Like, they don't have time for that shit. It's just how it is, you know. So I'm in a season of my life right now where I'm literally on the brink of cracking the fucking code. On the brink of it. On the fucking brink of it. This week went a little longer than I pleased. Mainly is because, like, the sleep, man. Like, I didn't get in much flow. I've only maybe gotten flow like a handful of times. And usually my weeks are like, I'm in flow fucking all week. Like, Monday happens, and before I knew it, it's fucking Monday again. Like, it's pretty crazy. But this week definitely felt a little slower, and it was just not. I didn't feel as locked in. Like, I didn't feel as tapped in as I usually am. You know, do I know why? No, I really don't know why. I'm trying to diagnose why. I think first, foundationally, I need to see how I can diagnose my sleep, which is the first thing is to get back on a great sleep schedule, and I would say a better power down routine. Like, if you're getting, I guess, like overall the lesson I've been learning, you know, throughout my years is, if you're getting a different result, you did something differently. Don't complain about why you're getting a different result if you did something differently to get the previous result. So now, like, it relates to marketing stuff too. It's like, you know, you could test a marketing campaign, right? Do well with it, right? And then you're like, okay, let's do that again. You do it again, but you tweak like 5 things. It does better, right? Let's just say it does better. You have these 5 theories, hypotheses that you've tested that you don't know for sure, that may have worked for someone else, but may not work for you in your model specifically. And what happens is, whether it has worked or has not worked, you wouldn't have known what caused it because you were testing 5 different fucking variables. Now, if you're running proper split tests, then I understand. And there's also many other variables you can't control, but 80% of things you can control. So all that goes to say, this game is really hard. But once you crack it, my gosh, does it pay well. Like, my gosh, does it pay well. Like, once you crack the code, it pays forever. All the hard work, all those, I'm not gonna say sleepless nights, because the only time I've had sleepless nights was when, what was like the very initial parts of my entrepreneurship journey. It's when I didn't understand the concepts of, you know, if I burned today, I do realize that tomorrow will also be burned. Like, you realize, like if you worked all night, which a lot of people fucking for some reason preach, you end up actually eating into the second day, which ends up making you 50 to 100% less productive than you would have been if you had just slept, you know. And then the guys would be like, no, you should, you know, you don't need sleep, or like, you just drink some caffeine. And guess what happens when you actually drink caffeine? Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with drinking caffeine. I think caffeine is fucking awesome if used in the right way. Do I have caffeine pretty much every day? Yeah. I don't cycle it at all. I'm trying to get off the nicotine, not for the reason of nicotine itself, but for the reason of the sucralose and all that bullshit that they use to make the gum, because I chew nicotine gum. I just don't like the chemicals that they use in it, so I'm just gonna get off. I don't really like Nicorette for that reason, so I'm getting off that. But back to the point that, like, people really push that hustle culture too much. It's like, it's not about the sprint right now. It's like, it's not about, you know, I understand, like, you know, getting shit done, you know, one off, but like, I think that's just the root problem there, is just poor planning, poor management of shit, and just poor execution overall. I think the root of the problem is fixing your shitty planning, fixing your shitty time management, fixing your prioritization capabilities, you know? I think if you have to work that hard for a long period of time, the only excuses or the only reasons that I can actually justify for this, for working that ridiculously hard, is if you're starting a company, you're writing a book that you just got in a flow with, you know, I understand there. But any other time, I actually don't think it makes sense at all to do anything like that. I don't think it makes sense at all. Like, at all. I don't think it makes sense at all. So, you know, a lot of shit doesn't make sense in this world. You know, we don't live a perfect life or whatever. I gotta go to this place. I need some water. But now we just gotta make sure this fucking webinar performs fucking on point. Ads start in 2 days. It's gonna be, I literally left my wallet. I'm watching these like CIA interviews and all these UFO like conspiracy stuff. See you guys tomorrow.